Before we get into the video, could everyone please subscribe to my channel? Thank you so much. My childhood friend's girlfriend stormed into my house and slapped me. She also smashed my most expensive tea set. Emily, are you shameless? Don't you have a man of your own? In front of everyone, you're being all flirty with someone else's husband. Don't you have any self-respect? After the misunderstanding was cleared up, she looked innocent and said, I was just worried about Uncle Ethan. You won't hold a grudge against me, will you? I smiled. Of course not. I'm the type who settles scores on the spot. So I slapped her back and demanded compensation for the damage. A week later, she started flirting with my husband in the middle of the night. Both Ethan and I were in deep sleep when suddenly his phone rang. He slept like a log, and no matter how much I kicked him, he didn't wake up. I propped my eyes open, fumbled for his phone, answered it on speaker and held it to his ear. Ethan groggy murmured, I was also half asleep. Suddenly, a girl's sweet voice came through. Hey, Uncle Ethan. That voice jolted me awake. Uncle Ethan, I just got my period and feel awful. Can you bring me some sanitary pads? I turned on the light with a bang, and the next second, Ethan sat up with a start. He looked at me in panic, wanting to grab his phone. I shot him a glare that told him to stay put. What does Uncle know about these things? If you need something, just tell Auntie. What brand do you prefer? Daytime or nighttime? Mesh or cotton? Auntie will bring it to you. There was silence on the other end of the line. After a while, the girl giggled. It's Emily. I recognized her voice. Sophia? Yeah, it's me. Good evening, Emily and Uncle Ethan. Ethan and I exchanged glances. Just a moment ago, I had already thought about where to bury Ethan, but now I wanted to believe in his moral standards. After all, Sophia was Olivia's girlfriend. Have you been drinking? I asked. Sophia laughed. Emily, you're amazing. You could tell just like that. No wonder Uncle is afraid of you at the dinner table. Before I could figure out if she was hinting at something, Sophia changed the subject. I'm playing truth or dare with my friends, and I just lost, so I had to call Uncle Ethan for help. Sorry, Emily, for interrupting your sleep with Uncle Ethan. You won't blame me, will you? I responded lightly. How could I? But calling Ethan is indeed a risk. After all, he's a married man. A married man? I've learned something new. I'll remember that. Well, good night, Emily and Uncle Ethan. The call abruptly ended. I stood there feeling frustrated, like a fishbone stuck in my throat. Are you okay, honey? Ethan looked at me cautiously. Is she scolding me? I asked darkly. She's definitely scolding me. What does she mean by a married man and remembering with Emily? Is she indirectly saying I'm not virtuous? Okay, don't be angry. Ethan hugged me, trying to soothe my anger. She's just a drunk girl acting silly. Don't pay her any mind. I pulled away from Ethan. I haven't even asked you why she called you. Ethan swore on everything. I don't know. I really don't. Look at my phone. I haven't saved her number. I've never contacted her. You can check my call history. It's absolutely clean. I shot him a look and snatched his phone. He was caught between laughter and tears. You're really going to check? I scoffed. What are you scared of? Ethan looked helpless. Fine, check away. I huffed and casually scrolled through the call log. There really wasn't much. Then I exited to check WeChat, but then Ethan hesitated. Do you want to check this too? I suddenly sensed something was off. Ethan almost knelt before me. Look, go ahead and check, but honey, you have to believe me. No matter what you see, I absolutely didn't do anything wrong. I swear, if I did anything to betray you, I'll be struck by lightning soon. I understood why Ethan looked so scared. Compared to the quiet call log, their chat window was bustling with activity. Ethan clasped his hands, looking pitifully at me. Honey, it's a misunderstanding, just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with me. I swear it's all unrelated. I shot him a cold glance and began checking the chat records. The most recent message was from yesterday. Uncle Ethan, I brought you some delicious candied hawthorn. Below it was a selfie of Sophia biting into the candied hawthorn. If I had to describe it in one word, pure desire. Scrolling up, 3 days ago, Sophia wrote, Uncle Ethan, how long until you arrive? Ethan replied, about 10 minutes. You guys go ahead and eat. Don't wait for me. Sophia responded, okay, Uncle Ethan, take your time. Be safe. Then, Uncle Ethan, can you bring me a cup of milk tea same as always? Sophia replied, Okay, Sophia. Love you, Ma. Scrolling up a week ago, Sophia wrote, Uncle Ethan, drive home safely by yourself. Let me know when you get home so we don't worry. Ethan replied, Okay, Sophia. Then Uncle Ethan, get some rest early. Good night. The earliest message read, Uncle Ethan, this is Sophia. I look forward to your guidance in the future. This full screen of Uncle is making me almost forget what the word means. Ethan, you're an adult now. You can't possibly tell me you didn't notice the sticky sweetness in these messages. The angrier I get, the calmer I become. Ethan knows that he reined in his playful mood. I really didn't notice at first. When Olivia first brought her to dinner, she insisted on adding us as friends and wanted us to tell her Olivia's embarrassing stories. Lucas and I didn't want to refuse, so I agreed. This message was sent in front of Olivia, and both Lucas and I received it. The following conversations, looking back, were probably her own intention, but at the time, I genuinely thought Olivia had asked her to send them. For the ones I had to reply to, I kept it short. I didn't respond to the ones I could avoid. It wasn't until she sent me her selfie that I realized something was off. It was too flirtatious, so I ignored her. I originally wanted to find a chance to talk to Olivia about it, but she stirred up a hornet's nest for me first. Honey, I was wrong. I'll delete her right now. Wait, I interrupted him. Keep the messages. Call Olivia. Why? We're going to pick up her little girlfriend. I have to settle scores on the spot. Otherwise, I can't sleep. Just like last time, she slapped me, so I slapped her back. A week ago, I came back from a business trip and gathered everyone for a hot pot dinner. Lucas and Grace arrived early, and it wasn't long before Olivia showed up. Where's your little girlfriend? I asked. She just got out of class, she'll be here soon, Olivia replied. So we left the door open and waited for her. Lucas, feeling bored, brought out a deck of cards and insisted on playing a game with Ethan. Grace was busy editing videos on her phone. Olivia pushed Ethan to the side, made tea for me, and discussed the design of his new apartment. He's the pickiest client I've ever encountered. Seriously, if he weren't my childhood friend, I wouldn't take on his project. He shared several ideas with me. The ideas were great, but I felt helpless. Big brother, you're over budget. Seriously, there's not enough money, he exclaimed. He waved his hand dismissively. No problem, I'll ask my dad. I shook my head repeatedly. No, Uncle told me not to listen to you. Then you just earn a bit less. Can I cover some of it for you? He asked. Really, I had no choice but to deflect the issue. Pointing at Lucas and Ethan, I said, ask those two to help you with the tiling. If you save some money, you can work on the entryway. Olivia's eyes lit up while Lucas and Ethan looked darkened, and Grace was laughing hard, giving me a thumbs up. Just then Sophia burst in, her footsteps heavy and purposeful. Before Olivia could stand up, Sophia rushed up to me and slapped me across the face. Everyone was stunned, including me. It was the first time I'd ever been hit, and my ears were ringing. The next second Sophia yelled, Emily, are you shameless? Don't you have a man flirting with someone else's husband in front of everyone? Don't you have any self-respect? Ethan rushed over to hold me, his expression terrifying and filled with concern. Does it hurt? Grace acted quickly. She found some ice from the fridge, wrapped it in a towel and pressed it against my face. Ow! Olivia pulled on Sophia, but she still tried to rush at me, struggling and cursing. This delicate little girl could be quite vulgar when she wanted to insult someone. Enough! Everyone shut up! Ethan yelled angrily, but Sophia seemed to feel greatly wronged. You're all protecting her. Clearly, she's the one misbehaving and you're blaming me. Saying that, she grabbed the teapot from the table and smashed it on the ground. Stop! Don't! Ow! The crisp sound of breaking wasn't just the teapot. It was my heart. I stared blankly at the ground. Olivia shouted, Sophia, are you done making a scene? What's wrong with you? But Sophia broke down in tears. Then, between sobs, she said she got so angry because she walked in and saw me kissing Olivia. I was so angry I could laugh. Grace chimed in. So are we all dead? Let's check the surveillance. I suggested. If we can gather evidence, we should. It's better to avoid meaningless arguments. After all, not everyone is worthy of a rational discussion. Facts speak louder than words. And Sophia fell silent, but she clearly had a strong mental fortitude. She pitifully grabbed Olivia's hand. Uncle, I'm sorry, but isn't it because I care too much about you? Emily, you won't hold a grudge against me, right? Oh, trying to morally manipulate me? I nodded. Of course not. I don't hold grudges because when I have a grudge, I settle it on the spot. Taking advantage of everyone's distraction, I stepped forward and slapped her. Wow! Grace exclaimed, enjoying the drama, while Lucas quickly covered her mouth. Sophia glared at me with fury. Olivia held her back. She was about to explode, but I stopped her. This was just the beginning. Now that the slap has been settled, let's talk about compensation. Sophia looked taken aback. What compensation? I pointed to the broken pieces on the ground. The original price was $120,000. I'll give you a friend price of $100,000. Are you crazy? For a few broken cups? $120,000? You've lost your mind. I lifted my chin. Ask your uncle. He knows the business. After all, he was someone who charged $80,000 for a cup. Olivia nodded solemnly. Sophia's eyes widened. I don't believe it. You're all in cahoots, teaming up to bully me. With that, she ran away crying. Her footsteps clearly indicated she was panicking. In the end, Olivia offered to give me $120,000, but I refused. I'll settle this account with you once you two get married. I thought that if she behaved it would be over, but if she continued to pick on me, she couldn't blame me. After all, as Grace said, her slap was way too intentional. Ethan called Olivia. Olivia asked incredulously, "So I'm being cucked?" Ethan gasped. "I have a wife." "Don't say that." The two men fell silent. When we found Sophia, she was squatting pitifully by the roadside. Upon seeing Olivia, she reached out. "Uncle, hug." I twitched my lips and hissed. Ethan asked me what was wrong. I said I had a toothache. "Oh, Uncle, Ethan and Emily are here too. Sorry for bothering you." Her apology flowed smoothly, but her face showed no remorse. "Stand straight," Olivia reprimanded. "What are you doing calling Ethan and his wife in the middle of the night?" Sophia pouted. "I lost a game." "That doesn't mean you can call him." "What's that about?" "You know this is wrong." "Then why did you do it?" Sophia shoved Olivia and shouted. "What did I do?" Olivia asked, bewildered. Sophia glanced at me. "Forget it. I don't want to talk." "Oh, I still had a show to watch." "You should talk. Otherwise, you've wasted your entire night." Sophia stiffened. She lowered her face and said, "Emily, we're all friends. I didn't want to make things too ugly. I just wanted you to experience how it feels when another woman chats with your husband at night. After all, you don't know the pain until the knife is in your own flesh." Wow! I couldn't help but clap. What a profound saying. I want to take notes. Sophia glared at me. "Emily, do you have to disrespect people like this?" "Respect? Do you even know what those two words mean?" I also turned serious. Going to someone else's house to hit and break things? Is that respect? Flirting and hugging someone else's husband, is that respect? Asking someone else's husband for sanitary napkins in the middle of the night, is that respect? Did you feed your moral education class to the dogs in college? You're no better, Sophia yelled. Haven't you chatted with Uncle or had video calls talking for over an hour? What did you do? Olivia wished she could cover her mouth. What nonsense are you spouting? Nonsense, Sophia said triumphantly. Don't think I don't know. I saw your chat records just the day before yesterday afternoon. You video called for over an hour. Her words were so confident that I couldn't help but pull out my phone, and sure enough, there it was. A video call lasting 1 hour and 12 minutes. Sophia seemed to have found my weakness. Uncle Ethan, see? I'm not lying. Ethan awkwardly reddened. His nose, it was me calling. My phone died. Grace burst out laughing. So it really was Ethan. It's not surprising that the little girl doesn't understand how come you two grown men can chat better than us women. Ethan remained expressionless. It was the three of us. Grace. Huh? And your husband. Grace me. Lucas defended himself. I was bored operating the excavator, and Ethan had nothing to do after work. Mr. Tan was at home managing the store. So what's wrong with us chatting in the cloud? Grace gave a thumbs up. What else can I say? That's impressive. She asked me. So what happened in the end? I told her I didn't believe it. She insisted it was Ethan and Olivia covering for me. Lucas couldn't understand what kind of strange thinking she had. Mr. Tan is one thing, but if you two really had something going on, would Ethan really wear a green hat himself? Ethan was not pleased. What kind of talk is that? Green hat? I'm allergic to those two words right now. I rolled my eyes at him. She said, Uncle Ethan, I know you just don't want to admit it, but self-deception won't solve the problem. Grace raised an eyebrow. It's not completely unexplainable. After all, the reality is so different from what she imagined that her mindset has collapsed. Lucas asked, What did she imagine? Grace replied, Mr. Tan suddenly realizing his love, chasing after her like it's a dramatic rescue. Ethan seeing the true colors of the villainess and developing feelings for her. I was at a loss for words and spoke on behalf of the masses. Have you been reading too many articles on G? Don't be in such a hurry to retort. Just say whether it's true or not. To be fair, it actually did sound somewhat plausible. So how did you handle it in the end? What else could I do? I warned her a few times and then let her go, but I was indeed seething. After all, the last look she gave me was quite unfriendly. From that day on, Olivia faded out of our circle. I even handed over the design for her new house to someone else. Life went on quietly for 4 days, just 4 days. Then Olivia suddenly called. Let's gather at the usual place tonight. I'll treat. I quickly waved my hand at Ethan, signaling that I wouldn't go, but he seemed to have a sixth sense. No one is allowed to miss it. You all have to show up to celebrate the breakup. Olivia had broken up. He said he wasn't going to deal with that ancestor anymore. Lucas's eyes lit up. Can I delete her then? I'm really tired of her calling me uncle. I'm only 6 years older than her. Why does it feel like we're from different generations? Olivia was surprised. You haven't deleted her yet? Lucas looked at Ethan. Did you delete her? I was speechless. We're in this situation. Do you think I'm keeping her for the new year? Lucas gave us the middle finger, a pair of scoundrels. Olivia raised a glass and said apologetically, I'm so sorry for the trouble you all have gone through. Let me apologize. We were especially curious about why she had broken up. We were all wondering what the last straw was that broke the camel's back. Olivia looked blank. Let's talk about it later. I want some peace and quiet for a while. Olivia wanted peace and quiet, but the trouble spilled over to me. I actually had a plot twist. Sophia caused a scene at our company. She stood in the middle of the office holding up a whiteboard. Your Emily is a mistress who seduces clients and destroys other people's relationships. She not only flirts with clients under the guise of work, but she also gives clients rings. How can you hire someone with such character? I listened expressionlessly, recording the entire incident on my phone. Sophia, however, was unfazed. Go ahead and film. I'm speaking the truth and I'm not afraid. Fine, you're not afraid. Let's hope you never will be. I didn't give her a single glance and turned to dial 911. If a dog bites you, are you going to bite back? Of course, I sought help from professionals. Hello 911. I want to report a female Luna who is causing trouble in our company and insulting and defaming me, Emily. How dare you? Sophia rushed at me, but a colleague stopped her. I waved my phone. You ask if I dare to do it after the call has ended? Isn't it too late? Sophia, didn't I warn you not to provoke me anymore? Prepare to compensate for the last 120,000. Sophia's face changed colors from pale to red. She glared at me fiercely, but her resolve clearly weakened, and she ultimately fled after leaving a harsh remark. Emily, should we stop her? Several post-2000 kids were eager to try. I laughed and shook my head. No need. A monk can run, but the temple won't disappear. But since the incident had caused a stir at the company, I still needed to give the boss an explanation. So I asked him, do you want me to take a few days off to avoid the spotlight? The boss's slitty eyes widened. Don't think I don't know what you're planning. You want a vacation? No way. Get back to drawing. I rubbed my nose. Okay, my little trick was exposed. After it, while the boss sent a message in the work group, less gossip, more work. The year-end bonus is the real deal. I felt a little touched. That evening after work, I told Ethan what had happened. Ethan's face darkened. Are you done with her? Yet Olivia has really stirred up a disaster this time. He asked me, are you really going to demand compensation? I felt a jolt in my heart. What do you mean? Ethan chuckled helplessly and quickly patted my back. Why are you getting upset? What do you mean? If we're going to demand compensation, we need to quickly extract the content from the surveillance footage. Otherwise, it'll be overwritten. I sighed in relief while feeling a bit embarrassed. All right, I admit I overreacted a little. This was all Sophia's fault. What did I do to deserve this? They were dating and I ended up suffering. What did it have to do with me? Should I tell Olivia? Ethan shook his head. Do what you want. You're the one suffering, and no one can interfere with that. I felt warm inside. I have to say, he gave me a sense of reassurance. I hired a lawyer and provided him with the surveillance video, broken teacups, and receipts to file a lawsuit on my behalf. I believe Sophia will soon receive a court summons, but unexpectedly, even after all this, she still wouldn't behave. It seemed like she was now targeting both of us. After confronting me, she went after Ethan. Sophia cornered Ethan in the underground parking lot. She tugged at Ethan's sleeve, crying, Uncle Ethan, he doesn't want me anymore. He chose Emily over me. Emily is even going to sue me. How can they treat me like this? Ethan coldly pulled his sleeve away. Miss Sophia, we're not close. Please don't come looking for me again. But Sophia wouldn't give up, looking as if she couldn't believe Ethan would treat her like this. Just as Ethan was about to escape, she made a bold move, throwing herself at him and almost kissing him. Ethan pushed her away. He gritted his teeth and said, Miss Sophia, if this happens again, I will sue you for sexual harassment. Sophia's eyes filled with tears, and she ran off in embarrassment. Ethan held up the video from the car surveillance camera in front of me. I'm here to prove my innocence. I felt both amused and exasperated. Are you afraid I wouldn't believe you? Ethan hugged me. That's different. Whether you believe me or not is your business. Proving it to you is mine. I sighed. I really don't know what to say anymore. This is such an unwarranted disaster. However, I believe that she would soon be too busy to stir up trouble. Each of our lawyers sent a letter to her, her college, and her parents, one for each. Soon enough, Sophia backed down, but she still put on airs. It was Olivia who came to me first. I crossed my arms defensively. If you're here to act as a mediator, just save your breath. Olivia looked helpless and handed me a piece of ripe peach. Am I really that clueless? I only found out yesterday that she had done so many reckless things. You didn't tell me either. He cast a blameful glance my way. Ethan, with a sense of righteousness, replied, Well, you're the root cause of the problem. All right, this matter has nothing to do with you. Just go home and enjoy your tea. Olivia opened her mouth but then shook her head. Forget it, you all do what you need to do. Call me if you need anything with that. She left at. I asked that. I thought she would plead for Sophia. Ethan said he's not that clueless, but breaking up so messily is indeed a first for him. This should teach him a lesson not to get involved with just anyone. The second wave was Sophia's parents. They were a pair of middle-aged couples who looked cultured and gentle. They pleaded with me to spare Sophia. She's just a child. If she gets a criminal record, her life is ruined. How will she find a job or get married? Please let her go. Don't force her anymore. Give her a way out. I looked at them with amusement. Paying debts and facing consequences for one's actions is perfectly reasonable. Why does it become a matter of life and death in your case? $120,000 to settle the debt. Simple as that. Her mother was indignant, resembling Sophia exactly. She had no idea that thing was so expensive. She just accidentally bumped into it. I raised an eyebrow at her. Don't underestimate your daughter. She knows full well. And watch your words. I might just sue you for defamation. What do you want? I said. Pay back the money, then withdraw the lawsuit. What a delusion. You're so young, yet your thoughts are so malicious. Auntie, be careful. That's defamation. This was truly one wave after another. I was genuinely getting tired. But Sophia's antics were far from over. She went live streaming. She recounted her idol drama-like love story with Olivia. Then she abruptly changed the topic. Everything was fine until his childhood sweetheart suddenly came back. First, I didn't think anything of it. After all, his childhood sweetheart was already married. But since that woman returned, he has never looked at me the same way. They always have endless conversations, and their bond is something no one can intrude upon. Even when I wanted to drink with her, the uncle would just laugh and say, "You can't outdrink her." I tried to endure it, but I couldn't. They actually kissed right in front of everyone. As she said this, she pulled out a printed photo. It was taken the day she hit me, but from an awkward angle, it did look like Olivia was leaning down to kiss me at first glance. The comment section exploded. "Oh my, this is disgusting. How can a married woman flirt with someone else's boyfriend? What kind of mentality is that? Greedy for what's in the bowl while watching what's in the pot? This woman is too dirty, disgusting. A scumbag man and a trashy woman make a pair. The streamer should run away." Sophia wiped away her tears and pretended to be strong, saying, "We've already broken up. He dumped me because I found the ring his childhood sweetheart gave him." As she said this, she held the ring up to the camera. "I've lost all hope. I'm completely heartbroken. I know I can't win against her, but I didn't expect her to sue me. I've already taken the initiative to withdraw. Why can't she let me go? I admit I was wrong to break her teacup, but I really couldn't help it. At that moment he was still my boyfriend. Then I saw her as my sister. How could they do this to me? Acknowledge that I owe $120,000. I'll take it as paying for my love." The comment section exploded again. $120,000 would have her rotting in jail. One cup for $120,000 is poverty limiting my imagination. Oh my, I'm furious. This is such bullying. Streamer, expose them. Yes, expose them. Don't take this lying down. I scrolled through the comments, reading each disgusting message, feeling a tremor run through my body. This was the first time I lost control of my emotions since this incident began. I never expected Sophia to twist the facts like this. Just as I was about to message Sophia and confront her, an unknown call came in. I answered and a robotic voice began cursing. "Little mistress, worthless woman, I curse you to die a horrible death and for your family to be destroyed." My mind buzzed. Before I could react, the call ended. The next second, another unknown number appeared. Just then, a pair of strong hands snatched my phone away. Ethan had arrived, wrapping me in his embrace. "It's okay, I'm here." Ethan came at just the right time. It was Grace who notified him. I sniffled and asked in a muffled voice, "How did you know?" She poured me a glass of water. I watched her live stream. All these tricks are ones I've discarded, but I still prepared for the worst. I didn't expect her to really expose your personal information. Was it her? Grace nodded. "You must be furious. It couldn't be anyone else. Now you can add another charge against her for invading your privacy. See, she's not a professional. This is easy to trace." My mood plummeted to the lowest point. Are people online cursing me terribly right now? No, I need to confront Sophia. Ethan held me back, tenderly wiping my tears as he said, "I'll handle this." But Grace stood up and waved her hand. "No one is taking this from me. I'll handle this." "What do you plan to do?" I asked her. Grace chuckled. "Of course, we'll use their spear against their shield. I've already tagged her. Let's get the audience ready for the plot twist in my live stream tonight." All right, how could I forget? Grace is a food blogger with nearly 1 million followers. Then let's start the broadcast now. But she wore a mysterious expression. "Not so fast. Let the bullets fly for a while." Ethan frowned. "Can't we deal with this immediately?" I knew he was worried about me. Sometimes you need to suppress first before you can lift up. Understand? You need to let the online moral guardians criticize her first, so that their backlash against Sophia will be even stronger later. She comforted me. "Don't look, listen, or think about it. Just get a good night's sleep, then we'll have dinner." As the saying goes, only the mediocre have no blame or praise in this world. Anyone with a bit of talent like us will inevitably face both praise and criticism. So whether we're praised or blamed is up to others. I couldn't help but laugh. "You really have a great attitude." Grace nodded seriously. Of course, otherwise I would. I had quit long ago. Once I broke free from the initial shock, my emotions quickly stabilized. I opened my computer to start preparing a PowerPoint presentation. Wife, take a break for a bit. Don't work for now. I'm not working. I'm organizing the stuff I need for the live stream tonight. I was already fired up. I recalled Sophia's words and went through all the encounters I had with her during this time. Then there were the call recordings, chat logs, and surveillance videos. Piece by piece, the narrative quickly became clear, but I didn't quite understand where Sophia's malice towards me stemmed from. The idea that I was Olivia's childhood sweetheart was absurd. Even though we grew up together, we didn't have that kind of bond. Grace said, "It's because you stole her spotlight." I was confused. "Let's eat first, then we'll gather around the stove for tea later." As a somewhat famous food blogger, Grace's cooking was master level. Every time I went to her house for a meal, it felt like dining at a restaurant. Before long, Lucas returned and brought Olivia with him. Olivia hung her head, looking dejected. "Do you want me to die as an apology?" Sigh. What a mess this dinner was. It was the heaviest I had ever experienced. Lucas tried to lighten the mood, but Grace smacked him down. After dinner, we set up the phone and gathered around the little stove. "Are you ready?" Grace asked. I nodded. At 8 p.m. the live stream started on time. A flood of people rushed in. The comment section was filled with hostility. Some greeted my entire family, some called me a mistress or a green tea, and some said those who sheltered a mistress were no good either and yelled about unfollowing. But this time I didn't let it affect me like it did during the day. I am the so-called childhood sweetheart mentioned by Miss Sophia. I know why everyone is here, so let's get straight to the point. Since I was here to refute the claims, I needed to use the strongest evidence. The projection behind me played the entire scene of Sophia throwing a tantrum at my house that day, and there were even some details I discovered only this time. I retrieved footage from the surveillance cameras in the living room and the tea room. Sophia hadn't just barged in. She stood outside for a long time, finding many angles to take that ambiguous photo. Only then did she rush in and slap me. Evidence 1. No hugging, no kissing, just normal communication with all friends present. Miss Sophia saw it with her own eyes, yet she insisted on pinning a charge of infidelity on her boyfriend. I wonder what her intentions are. The comments section began to polarize. Some said Sophia's motives were impure and she was calculating. I've never seen someone slander their boyfriend for cheating with someone else. Are you sure she doesn't want to break up? There were so many people in the frame. I feel like she purposely smashed that tea set. It's strange to question someone's husband about why he favors his own wife. What else would it be? Some said this was understandable. Perhaps I had done something with Olivia that made her misunderstand, which made her so sensitive. There are so many people, yet only those two are huddled together chatting. That's inherently suspicious. Is it any wonder others misunderstood? So what if there was no kiss? Does our moral baseline have to be that low? I glanced through the comments section, not responding to any specific comments, and continued with my presentation, playing the next piece of footage. This segment was provided by Olivia, filmed in their family store. The surveillance clearly showed that the person he video chatted with that afternoon wasn't me. It was Ethan and Lucas. Evidence 2. I have never had any ambiguous contact with Miss Sophia's ex-boyfriend during private times. Rather, it was Miss Sophia who used this as an excuse to flirt with my husband. I wonder what her intentions are. After that, I played an audio clip from my phone. "Hello, Uncle Ethan. Uncle Ethan, I'm on my period. I feel so uncomfortable. Can you help me bring some sanitary pads? Your uncle doesn't understand these things. Just tell your aunt what you need. What brand do you like? Daytime or nighttime? Net surface or cotton soft? Your aunt will bring them over." With this evidence released, the comment section suddenly took a bizarre turn. What, uncle? What an old-fashioned term. Aren't they the same age? Am I blind? Ugh, I just got goosebumps. Wasn't she the rational and strong woman before? How did she become a whiny brat now? Ha ha ha, what's this about uncle not understanding? Only I find it satisfying to see the girl take on others. Apart from these, there were also some peculiar points of interest. The young master of Yingshan, how rude. Why Minjen, the one with teas that cost thousands, But that was quickly overshadowed. I continued to play another video. It was one that Grace uploaded last year about a white bee ring. During that time I had become obsessed with bod seeds, so I bought many original seeds and started polishing them at home. Later I got addicted. For a set of bod seeds worth just over $100, I bought a set of professional tools. Then I started making beads at home. In the video I took out 3 exquisite boxes, each containing a pair of bracelets, a pair of pendants, and a pair of rings. The bracelets were chosen by Lucas and Grace. Olivia snatched the rings before we could get to them. Ethan looked speechless. Are you blind? My wife made those rings herself and you dare to take them? Give them back. But Olivia clutched them tightly. No way. I'm counting on them to help me find a boyfriend next year. Don't you both have wedding rings? Why are you fighting with me? That sounded somewhat reasonable, so we let her have them. Unexpectedly, we buried ourselves a landmine. Evidence 3. The rings weren't given intentionally. The only items that can be made from bod seeds are these, and Miss Sophia's ex-boyfriend happened to have a request. Miss Sophia clearly knew this but twisted the facts. I wonder what her intentions are. Finally, I revealed the IP address of the account that exposed my personal information, which was identical to Sophia's. In light of Miss Sophia's slander, destruction of my property, and exposure of my personal privacy, I will use legal means to protect my rights. With that said, Grace decisively ended the live stream. It was my first time doing something like this. Though the process was relatively rational, I felt a bit lost afterward. I wasn't sure if I had conveyed my message completely. Ethan slipped a cup of warm water into my palm. It's okay, you did great. The tension in my shoulders finally eased. I'm more exhausted than after a week of overtime. Ethan rubbed my cheek. You don't need to worry about the next steps. I'll handle it. I won't let her appear in front of you again. All right, stop being mushy. Come over for tea. Grace called us over. I just checked the online sentiment. It has changed. Everyone is going after Sophia now, and Sophia, she's probably hiding somewhere crying right now. Grace, thank you. She waved her hand dismissively. It's no big deal. As she peeled an orange, she said, Do you want to hear me analyze Miss Sophia? I was instantly curious. You said I stole her spotlight. What do you mean? Grace explained. It's not that you stole her spotlight. She feels you stole her spotlight. That was a bit convoluted. She continued. At the beginning of Olivia's relationship, I hadn't met Sophia. I interacted more with these 3, so I want to ask you guys, what were you doing together? Each time Lucas replied, drinking tea, chatting, eating, or being dragged by Mr. Tan to help someone rank up. Would you talk about your feelings and ignore her? How could we? Ethan added. We couldn't neglect her. We would steer the conversation toward Olivia and say good things about her. Grace nodded. So you gave her the illusion that being with you made her the center of attention, that she was the only female lead. She must have been hesitating at that time, thinking, so many men love me, who should I choose? Grace looked toward the 3 male companions. Being with Mr. Tan means marrying into a wealthy family. Being with Ethan means the overbearing CEO loves me. And you, Grace? She scrutinized Lucas. A rough guy with his little delicate wife. I couldn't help but burst out laughing. Lucas was indignant. Why am I the rough guy? Well, who else? A towering figure at 1.90 meters with a sturdy build as dark as coal and drives an excavator. What else could it be? But thank goodness she doesn't know you have 18 excavators and an entire floor of resettlement housing, or it would be a different story. Lucas, what do you mean your family? That's our family. Grace didn't bother responding to him. I was speechless. That can't be true. Grace snorted. Last time I heard you guys talking, do you know how much Ethan makes in a day? I had a bad feeling. How much? 234,502. With both whole and fractional amounts. I was left speechless. And Mr. Tan, last time he chatted with his dad, his uncle told him to save some money on renovations. If he saved 5,000, he could buy himself a car. Then Mr. Tan said, 4 to 5,000? Let me tell you, I won't drive a car under 2 million. When his uncle heard this, he laughed and said, 2 million? I'm embarrassed to give it to you. Ethan cleared his throat awkwardly. You know, the three of us love to chat endlessly, both up in the sky and down on the ground. Recently, we've toned it down a bit. Otherwise, when haven't we been talking about deals worth hundreds of millions? Grace said. You know, she's just a college student, and she got to know Mr. Tan because of her work-study job. Your appearance has really opened a new world for her. She asked me. Do you remember the first time you met Sophia? I do. During that time, I was really busy with 3 consecutive business trips. On the day I returned, they were having a meal together, and Ethan picked me up to go straight there. I remember the scene that day. They were playing mahjong with Sophia when Ethan suddenly went to pick you up, disrupting the game, and she wasn't too happy about it. She even made some sarcastic remarks when you arrived. Mr. Tan immediately dragged you into a conversation about renovations, and Ethan was busy serving you tea. As for our friend here, he was happily munching on the local specialties you brought. With everyone who supported her suddenly gone, she fell hard from her high place. Given such a contrast, what do you think she feels towards you, the instigator? What feelings? I smiled bitterly. Is that it? Can there be so much malice from such a situation? Grace shrugged. Normal people might not think so, but based on her recent actions, I think my analysis is reasonable. Your appearance stole her spotlight. Your presence made her seem thin and dull, so she started plotting against you. I call this the female lead syndrome. For a moment, we all fell silent. Olivia asked. So every day while we're dating, she's thinking about how to put a green hat on me? Instantly, we fell silent again. Lucas weakly tried to comfort. But she hasn't put it on yet. We fell silent once more. Let's have some tea. Yes, tea. Come on, let's have tea. The year is about to end. What are everyone's thoughts for the new year? I opened the topic. Lucas said. Preparing for pregnancy. Grace transitioning to a relationship blogger. The couple started arguing. Ethan and I were on the same page. We wanted to wrap up Sophia's situation first. How can we celebrate the new year without her repaying her debts? Then we would welcome the new year, pushing our careers further. Olivia thought for a moment and said, I'll rush to get married by National Day. You all come celebrate with me. I was a bit alarmed. Wait. Did you just break up and now you're dating again? Olivia shook his head. No, just setting the date. People have to push themselves sometimes. We said in unison, you should take it easy for a while.